know you spoke about this the first day, about the captaincy and such, but you can't help but notice that the team definitely takes a cue from you, and more so this year than ever, there just seems to be a joy amongst all the players. What do you attribute that to, and how contagious can that be throughout a locker room?
We have a lot of good guys here, and guys that know what to do, guys that are ready to compete. And if the group follows me, fantastic. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of guys here that they can follow as well, And it's just every individual here is genuinely happy to be here. They're ready for the season.
It's also interesting because it seems like this locker room is egoless. I noticed Juan Soto had a 20-minute conversation with Tyler Zuber, the guy who was playing in the Atlantic League last year. What does that mean for the other guys that might not be stars, but for the stars to always have their ear?
At the end of the day, it don't matter how big you are in this game. You're always gonna have teammates, and you always gotta rely on them. And the more you get to know each other, the more you surround yourself around the group, and the more you can integrate yourself to the group, the better you're gonna be. He had experience. He was a young player at some point, and then now he's not an older player, but he's older than he was, and he's definitely probably helping the younger players as well. And that's part of his job, not just come in and play, but also help building on the culture.
Interesting, you mentioned players at a young age. Jose Siri broke in when he was 17 years old. I spoke to him yesterday because I saw you after the infield drill and outfield drill having a conversation with him. And he said he just loves talking defense. He loves that part of the game. But he's really dedicated his offseason to try and get his average up. What do you think a successful season from Jose Siri could mean to this team?
A lot. He can make us more dynamic. He's a good player that hasn't topped his ceiling yet. So I'm looking forward to seeing him continue to grow, continue to maximize his talent, and I know he's going to help us a lot, especially if he has the year that everybody thinks he can put up. He's definitely going to help us a lot. And he's another young player that's also going to continue to grow. When I say young, he's late 20s, still young, and I include myself in that category. We are still young, and there's a lot of young players here that are going to continue to grow and get better, and that's what I'm looking forward to.
Lastly, I know that Pete gave you props at his press conference the other day, talking about all the guys that reached out to him via text, and he said you, as well as you are behind the scenes getting in people's ears on his behalf. There's so many things that I witness you do on a daily basis for this organization. Things like that aren't seen from the outside speak to your leadership. Who was it, the guy for you, that you modeled that after? Because
Michael Brantley. Michael Brantley was has been huge in my career. I love Barry Larkin, Carlos Beltran. Those are guys I talk, that I have the utmost respect for them. And then there's just the organization of Cleveland helped me, there was a lot of players around that I was able to learn from them.
To be able to do it in New York is also a phenomenal thing with all the pressure. How do you decompress, and how do you get away from it?
I run to my family, I hug my family, I surround myself around them.